Hello and welcome everybody. We've got 4 IGL matches tonight. I am your caster tonight, Awash, and we've got quite a few teams that are returning to play on stream this week. We've got Radiance Pink, and I know we've had a couple of their players on throughout the time that I've been with the IGL. We've got Lucky 13, Trixie, the IGL caster, going to be playing in our next match. We've got Reciprocal versus the Provoked Uguays. I believe both those teams are new to the stream. We've got Bears Beats Battlestar Galactica versus Odorant Doom Metuant, but it's their 2s team this time. We saw their 3s team last week. And we've got Pimp My Rocket League Ride Esports Crimson. I know we've seen their main team a couple times on the stream throughout the circuits. And we've got Wildcard featuring both Bolts and King Fury. I know I've played against Bolts a number of times. I've had Fury come and raid the channel. He's competed on stream a couple times. So always glad to have all of those familiar faces and all of the newcomers to the stream. Thank you for the follow, Art Key. Yeah, I am not from England. I'm curious why you asked that, though. I want to know why you may have thought that. Or if you were just curious. I'll throw up the rosters for our first match. I'm running a little bit behind because I wanted to have a bit of food in me before we got started. But we've got Radiance Pink and we've got Lucky 13. For Radiance Pink, we've got TX Aggie, Ren, Mr. Ice Guy, and R Reaper. A lot of these players coming from different Radiance teams from the spring circuit, but they're all coming together. Some tier 3 and tier 4 players to try to do some damage in Division 4 of US West. They're currently 1-1. A loss to Clappin' Cheeks in week 1, but then a win over Radiance Emerald means that they have broken even on the series scoreline. We'll move over to Lucky 13, where we've got Trixie, your IGL community caster, coming in to lead this squad, featuring is it Key Switch? Maybe it's Kill Switch. It's missing the eyes. Dapper, Memio, and Concealable. Now, Dapper hasn't played yet, and Concealable is still pending review, so it looks like we will see Trixie, Killswitch, and Memio featuring tonight for Lucky 13, but there is always that option for substitutes if they decide that that is what they need to be successful this week. We're going to get that info sent out to Ag and to Trixie. So we can get them in here, we can get started. So for Lucky 13, they are also 1-1. They've not had a fantastic start to this circuit, though. They beat Radiance Emerald off of a forfeit win, the same team that Radiance Pink just beat last week. So normally in normal circumstances, with both of these two teams having played the same other team in the previous weeks, you can maybe take a little bit off of those performances and get a little prediction in about who might be better positioned to win this matchup. But unfortunately, because Lucky 13 did earn a forfeit win off of that, we can't really tell much because they didn't play each other. Now, Lucky 13 did play against Reggie Cries last week, and it ended in a 3-1 loss. Reggie Cries able to be the better team on the day over on Mr. Pookie Burst's stream. So both these teams looking to go positive, looking to avenge some early poor performances in the circuit. But Trixie, thank you for the follow. Hello, Carter. Welcome to the stream. And we're just about to get into Radiance Pink versus Lucky 13. And for those of you who haven't checked out Trixie before, be sure to go drop them a follow. They're another great IGL community caster. They've done some other work. I believe it's for Frost Esports, if I'm not mistaken. Trixie's been featured on a couple casts outside of the IGL, so be sure to go show them some support. I believe they're streaming right now too. If you want a little bit of the player perspective, Trixie and Aggie are actually both streaming right now. And Killswitch, thank you for the follow. Glad to see you here. Dan from TM, also, I see you in the chat. Glad to have you all here for Radiance Pink versus Lucky 13. Two 1v1 teams going at it in week number 3 of the IGL Summer Circuit. And that is going to be a own goal for Lucky 13. Trixie, they're on the goal line in an awkward position, but it looked like they might have been able to get that touch, but it's Dapper who puts it in and gives Radiance Pink the 1-0 lead inside the first 33 seconds. Reaper gonna follow this one. The Reaper, one of the newcomers to this Radiance Pink squad. As I mentioned, a lot of them coming from different Radiance teams in the from the spring circuit, so if you don't recognize this particular lineup, you're not alone. If I'm not mistaken, it was Ren and Reaper who both played together last circuit for, I believe it was Radiance White, but I'm not particularly sure. I could be wrong about who was playing where. But, oh no, it was Ren and Reaper that were both playing for Radiance White. I believe Aggie came from Radiance Black as well. They were the only tier 4 player on the team at the time, and that Radiance Black side didn't have a particularly good season overall. I think they went 1-6, fell out in round of 16 as Reaper goes for the double tap off the backboard. Reaper 3 minutes and 16 seconds, and they have put in a beautiful air dribble, carrying that one over Dapper, and it was actually more of a triple tap as they did get 2 lighter touches off that backboard. A beautiful play from Reaper to extend the lead to Radiance Pink, looking to get off to a hot start against Lucky 13. Like we mentioned, Lucky 13 does have that substitute option, so if they feel that they just can't get this set of players going, and it is only game 1, so there's still plenty of time. It is a best of 5, but they do have that option where they can change it up a little bit. Only 4 players eligible tonight, as one's still pending review. But Reaper looks like they're going to make it a hat trick to get this series started. We're not even at halftime yet, and Reaper is showing us why they should be the player to watch out for. They got the bump on Killswitch as well. It would have been a tough save, but making it near impossible with the physical play to follow up the shot. Dapper has the pop-up, and it looks like they're going for the double tap. They couldn't quite find it. Trixie pops up into a good position for Killswitch, but they don't get any contact. Dapper might be having an issue there as we see them stopped in the corner, and they're trailing back, so I'm not sure what exactly happened there. It could be a connection issue. We'll find out in between games 1 and 2. Dapper in a poor position. It was holding up Trixie, who got demoed by Ren. Killswitch gets the save to deny Reaper a 4th goal. It's a slow start for Lucky 13 on both the offense and the defense, but they've got plenty of time to figure things out and get themselves back into the series. Aggie trying to make that more difficult by being annoying and putting in some demo plays. But that's okay. Some people will find it annoying. I find it to be highly calculated in most circumstances, and in other times a stroke of fortunate luck that can make some plays very interesting. And Reaper does finally make it 4 goals for Radiance Pink. 4 goals to their name, as Dapper does not find the touch above the backboard. They almost found a beautiful save on the goal line coming from the backboard, but it was barely a little bit too late. And Concealable 7, thank you for the follow. I didn't mention that before. I apologize. Dapper trying to work the ball in the corner. They're not able to do a whole lot with it. Reaper looking to make it 5, just trying to be the one-man offensive army for Radiance Pink, who's going to set it up for a potential teammate to come through, but Aggie decides to take their time. No point in taking any risks, because they don't really need to. They're up 4 goals with just about a minute left. There's not a whole lot more that they need to do to secure this win. They just need to hold on defensively, not have any calamitous mistakes or any huge breakdowns, and they will be more than fine heading into game number 2. The Real Will, thank you for the follow. Be sure to check them out as well. Real Will, I believe, just not too long ago joining the IGL Community Caster program, and definitely a part of the Radiance Esports Caster crew. We've also got the likes of Band Geek and who else? Silent Pickle, of course. And I believe I'm missing one other person, but I can't quite put my name on it. Who else is part of that?
30 seconds left on the clock.
But Reaper making it a good pass inside. Trixie's able to get the touch away. Now it's worth mentioning that Trixie is a tier 5 player, so they're playing a little bit of a step up. 2 steps up, actually, as this is a tier 3 match. But respect to Trixie for being confident in making that move up. Hopefully it's not too difficult of a decision. And with 2 players by their side, it shouldn't be as much of an issue as if they were, say, solo queuing or duo queuing in a ranked match. It is a rough start for Lucky 13, though, and Radiance Pink trying to show why tier 3 may just be a little bit too much of a step for them. But Lucky 13 out to prove everybody wrong. The 0-6 scoreline, not the greatest start, but there's always room for improvement. This is only game 1. We've got potentially 4 more to go as Radiance Pink take game number 1. The Real Will, I joined last summer, so I think. Oh, okay. Well, then I am getting you confused with somebody else. So, K-Tup, that is right. That's who I was thinking of. Come on, Lucky 13, get it together, guys. Yeah, absolutely. They've got some work to do. Only 2 shots for Lucky 13, but it was 14 shots between Reaper and Aggie. So very dominant with Ren playing the support role. Only 2 assists out of his potential 6 goal involvements, as Reaper was the star of the show for game number 1. I'm forgetting Slaw Bunnies. I'm not sure that I'm familiar with Slaw Bunnies. Are they an in-house caster? Because I don't think I've seen them around the IGL caster channel. I casted on a caster. That's right. I did see that. I think it was on Twitter. I saw it that you casted one of the recent Radiance matches, Lennox. How did you like it? Always happy to see one of our teams on your stream, though. It's always great to watch your casting. Thank you, Will. I appreciate that. It's always a blast having the Radiance teams on the stream. I've casted, I don't know how many of you been, and with the colors and the compositions changing every season, it seems like every time it's a different setup. Even last time when I think the last time I casted Radiance, it was 2 Radiance teams, or it was Radiance Black 2s and 3s back to back. So that was the closest to the same team showing up twice in a row. I know I had Radiance White, I'm pretty sure, at some point last season. Now we've got Radiance Pink, and I've had Cobalt in the past, I'm pretty sure. I don't know if that's still a color that y'all use, but it's definitely a great time having all the Radiance players on the stream, because y'all, especially, you come out to support one of the orgs that definitely supports their players the most. I respect that a lot about the org. It was fun. I'm applying for caster soon. I cast 2 Radiance Purple games. They won both. Nice, Lennox. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing you in the community caster channel pretty soon. Excuse me, pretty soon. I'm glad that you enjoyed and that you're willing to join myself and Will and the rest of the great IGL casters and putting up some good performances and allowing everybody else to play on stream with some great commentary. Yeah, we changed the colors a lot. Yeah, it seems so. There's so many colors already to begin with, and then they're changing all the time. Hard to keep track of who's on what team. I was trying to figure out where all these players from Radiance Pink came from in the past, because I recognized a lot of the names, but I didn't recognize them all as being from the same team. And sure enough, I was right. But Ren is going to make it 2-0 for Radiance Pink. A little misflip from Kill Switch, and then it was Trixie that came in, couldn't get the read off the back wall. And Ren with a goal and an assist to their name in game number 2 in this tier 3 Div 4 matchup. Reaper pushing it off the corner, trying to make it 3. Fake the challenge. Trixie forced to backflip to avoid hitting it into the Radiance Pink player. But they just continue to put on loads of pressure, try to overwhelm this Lucky 13 side. There's a good opportunity for Dapper. They're possibly their best of the series so far. Unfortunately, there wasn't a lot of power behind the shot, so it didn't really trouble the Radiance defense all that much. And Reaper looks to make it 3 for Radiance Pink. Their first goal after pocketing 5 in game number 1. So a low return compared to game number 1, but for Radiance Pink, they are on the same trajectory. Going 3 up over Lucky 13 for the second game in a row before halftime, and they've won up themselves yet again, making it 4-0 before halftime. Lucky 13 looking like they are entering the danger zone, as they're really struggling to get a hold on this Radiance Pink offense. The kickoff goals certainly not helping them any. It just makes their task that much more difficult. And a couple more mistakes like that could turn a pretty damn difficult task into a near impossible one. As Aggie snipes the orange goal from almost their back wall, just sitting a little bit in front of that blue defense, but they came from inside the net, able to get a little bit of momentum and power behind that ball. And the shot rolls all the way to the other side. Not a chance of a Lucky 13 defender being able to recover from that one. Killswitch gets the touch away. Trixie's going to turn in the middle here, try to support Killswitch, but they whiff, and then Trixie has to dive in on the challenge, whiffs as well. Dapper does make a strong challenge at midfield. Trixie turns away. Ren looking for the putback. Reaper almost got the bicycle touch, and that one's over Aggie. Dapper looks for the redirect, and it's off the post. Oh no! I think that was going to be on target anyways, and it looks like Dapper just saved what could have been Lucky 13's first goal of the series. It could have been an all-important momentum shifter, but instead they continue to be shut out by Radiance Peak during the series. That was a great pass inside from Dapper. It was a beautiful pinch across the face of the net, and it was low as well. Unfortunately, none of Dapper's teammates were there in time, as it was a pretty speedy cross in all fairness. And Dapper looking to be the one to make something happen for Lucky 13. The last 3 good chances from Lucky 13 all coming. Well, I guess the last 2 coming from Dapper. The third, most recent one, was ruined by Dapper as they poorly judged the need for a redirect there. It would have been a very nice goal had it gone in. It looked like it was destined for the top corner and then possibly even post in, but it, unfortunately for Dapper, resulted in them blocking a goal as Ren looks to make it 6. It was off the post. So they have not reached the same amount of goals. Lucky 13 defense being a little bit stronger, and this coincided with a couple extra opportunities on offense. Haven't been able to clean them up just yet. But it is a work in progress for Lucky 13. It is a step in the right direction, but they will have to make huge strides in game number 3 if they are going to get themselves back into this series. There's still hopes of a reverse sweep, but the way that Radiance Pink is moving around the ball on the pitch, they are just looking super dominant, looking very good. And they look like the favorites at this stage to go to 2-1 on their series scoreboard, but we'll see what happens. This could be a great comeback from Lucky 13. It's certainly, by the way of the first two, the way the first 2 games have gone, it certainly looks like Lucky 13 is the strong underdogs. But we won't count them out just yet. Lennox, I did have some technical difficulties. Yeah, that happens. I've been casting for 6 months and I still have technical difficulties because my laptop is a load of you-know-what. But never mind that, I just try to push through it, and more often than not, it happens when I load Rocket League while I'm streaming with a bunch of other stuff open. I'll have Firefox open or Discord or something like that. So as long as I close all that stuff down before I load up Rocket League or Knockout City or whatever game I'm switching to, normally I don't have any issues. I gave myself some extra RAM, so normally switching between stuff and the normal, hustle and bustle of my stream, it doesn't interfere too much. But over time, you'll start to figure out what causes them, and you'll know exactly what not to do at a stoplight and what not to do while you're trying to cast. I've kind of figured that out the hard way. But we've got game number 3 between Radiance Pink and Lucky 13. Kill switch going up for this one, but they're not able to make any contact at midfield. Reaper keeping the strong pressure, and it looks like they're going to follow. There is a redirect off the back post, and Trixie comes in. Kill switch with a 50. Ren getting demoed by Dapper, and that is going to stop the Radiance Pink offense in its tracks. Aggie had picked it up, but Dapper going for the pressure on Reaper, who's going to try to get a follow-up. There's a double commit from the Radiance Pink offense. Not sure which other player was coming in there. Well, Lucky 13 looking very good at the moment through this first minute. It's a good start from them so far. Guiltane's with the raid of 3. Welcome all of you as we've got Radiance Pink versus Lucky 13. This is game number 3 of our first IGL circuit. Or I'm sorry, our first IGL series of the night, the first of 4. How are you doing, Guiltanes? I hope the stream went well. I assume that you're doing a little bit of casting. We've got Trixie on Lucky 13 playing, so I think you picked a good stream to come to. But for those of you who may not be familiar with me, my name is Awash. I'm another IGL community caster. I've been casting for roughly 6 months. Entirely Rocket League, but we'll see if maybe I can switch it up here pretty soon. Maybe get into some different games. Radiance Pink finally finding a way through the Lucky 13 defense. The strongest defense Lucky 13 has had to date in this series. It's not been fantastic from them, but considering games 1 and 2, they allowed 3 and 4 goals respectively before halftime. This is certainly still an improvement despite them giving up yet another. Perhaps the caster's curse is going to come in and bite me yet again. Crazy tier 3 1v1. Woo! The guy's mechanically way ahead of me. Those 1v1s can be pretty interesting. Some of them are, a lot of mechanical skills on display, and some of them are just some really conservative 1v1 play. And there's nothing wrong with that. Certainly, I like to see some more mechanical stuff. It makes it a little bit more exciting, but even the conservative play styles can just raise the intensity a little bit more because neither team is quite willing to give up a lot of space or take too much risk. And that can usually lead to some very close games. Absolutely, Dan. Those ones means, yeah, they'll definitely be pretty mechanically skilled. Absolutely. Much more than a threes main such as myself or a twos main for that matter. But there's 2 minutes and some change left for Lucky 13 to try to bring it back against Radiance Pink. It's a good setup, and Aggie is going to be there to make it 3. The Lucky 13 defense hasn't allowed as many goals, but it is still way too many. Struggling to get into the right positions at the right time. It looks like, at the moment, Radiance Pink are going to take a sweep. Unless Lucky 13 have something up their sleeve. There is always that possibility. We've seen, especially from Dapper, some good plays on the offense. They just need to chain a couple, maybe get 1 goal, and that can change the entire tide of this series. Give Lucky 13 a little bit of momentum, maybe play with Radiance Pink's minds just a little bit. Any little advantage that you can take can be crucial at a time like this, and that certainly would be a great way to start for Lucky 13. A minute 34 left on the clock. You've given yourself plenty of time to find 2 more goals and force game number 4. Kill switch is shot too fast for that Radiance defense. Radiance Pink not going to be able to find the series shutout. But the sweep certainly still a possibility. Unless Lucky 13 can find 2 more goals. Kill switch drives towards the blue net, and it was looking like it could have gone in their favor, but the Radiance have the stronger 50 and they have the stronger offense as they went on the counterattack. Reaper setting up what looked like it was going to be Aggie, but it was Ren that came in. May have fooled the defense a little bit. And 4-1 the scoreline at the moment between Radiance Pink and Lucky 13. Certainly a very... Oh, was that a pitch goal? It is! Oh my goodness! Reaper and Aggie with the pinch goal to the top left corner. Oh my goodness. The other nice thing about having Radiance on the stream is that they never fail to drop some clips on the stream. We had Radiance Black here a number of weeks ago. It was bonkers how many fantastic plays they set up, particularly in their first match of the night. The second match was a little bit rougher that time around, but they still put up some fantastic plays, and Radiance Pink following in their footsteps. Radiance Pink up 6-1 with under a minute remaining in game number 3. This does look like it's going to be the end of the road for Lucky 13 in this series. Can they find a consolation goal? They've got a couple seconds to find out. Maybe take something with them to week number 4. Just make this, or these burns sting it just a little bit less. The Radiance Pink looking incredibly strong against a Lucky 13 side who might be in for a rough season unless they can get their playstyle figured out. Reaper just looking to buy some time. I'm surprised they weren't driving forward in search of the Brazil. They still might be able to get it. 10 seconds left. Reaper takes a shot. It's towards the left-hand side of their goal. Oh, and it might be the goal to break the Brazil opportunity. Kill switch from past midfield, it looked like, has made it 6-2. Oh, that is absolutely past midfield. That is almost from their own final third, and Dapper there for the stuff just in case. Radiance Pink not able to find the series shutout like they might have thought that they could have. They weren't able to find the Brazil in any of these games like possibly they thought they could have. Oh, is that going to be goal number 3 for Lucky 13? It is not. And Radiance Pink take the full sweep. against the orange team. You're very welcome, Reaper, and shout out to Aggie for submitting that last second special request. I knew I had to try to make it happen since it was a Radiance team. Almost didn't have enough time to squeeze them in, but we were able to push that game forward by 15 minutes, and we were able to get them in. Probably would have gotten it in anyways, as Radiance Pink did take the sweep in this one, but you can never know. But I'm glad that we were able to get them in nevertheless. Absolutely, Will. You're very welcome for the cast. Glad to see you all here. And I hope that you all will stick around, because we've got 3 more IGL matches. The next one coming up in about 15 minutes. It's Reciprocal versus the Provoked Uguays of Provoked Esports. How do I pronounce that? Leopolrodin? I'm sorry if I butchered that. But thank you so much for the follow. I was right, I had my 4-year-old help me count the goals. That's very wholesome. But yeah, in 15 minutes we've got our next IGL matchup, Reciprocal versus the Provoked Uguays. It's going to be a 2v2 US East match, and I have no idea what tier it is, as I forgot to write that down in my notes. But I'm going to get started setting up these overlays, and then we'll find out what tier and division these teams are in. And Will got next, and Flames, both of you, thank you for the follows. I believe Flames is competing in our 3rd matchup of the night, which is Bears beats Battlestar Galactica, no spaces, all one word, all lowercase, versus Odorum Doom Metuant, their 2v2 team. We saw their 3s team last week. Mammoth Jones requesting to come back on stream once again, and we, like I've said before, we always love to see a good mix of newcomers and seasoned AWASH stream veterans. Let's see. Let's check this overlay. Let's see what our next tier 4 Division 14 is, where Reciprocal and the Provoked Uguays are coming from. Indeed. Yes. I got it right. No, I see so many people. It's hard to keep track of where people come from. No, I'm just kidding. I do my best to to remember names and remember team names. I actually ran into somebody this morning in a 6-man's lobby that I had casted for before. I don't know if any of you were there for that, but there was one match where this guy named Tyler was like he was begging for somebody on the other team to give them their like camera and controller settings, because they got absolutely smacked by them. And he was like begging in the chat. And then the following week he finally got the like the settings. But I ran into him in a 6-man's lobby as I was queuing up, and Said, hey, Awash, you've casted in my IGL match before, and I didn't recognize his name. I think it might have been slightly different from what it was back when I had casted for him. But he said he played for Blossom Diamond, and I'm like, oh yeah, I didn't remember that team. I think I casted for them a handful of times, actually 2 or 3 times if I'm not mistaken. But so it's I do my best to try to remember the names and the teams, because even in ranked I'll run into people that I see in IGL or that I play against in IGL or that I cast for, or it's like the same team names or the orgs or whatever it is. Makes the Rocket League seem like a pretty small world out there. Oh, I am uploading overlays for the wrong game. My casterverse schedule looks a little bit wonky because that special request came in after all the other spots were filled. So the special, like the at the top, normally is the first match of the day, but the special request is at the bottom, so I was clicking on the wrong game. Oh well. Good thing I recognized it early before I had done the whole thing. I actually never got to ask the Uguays if they prefer to go by the Uguays or by the provoked Uguays. Because for my casterverse stuff, it says that they are the Uguays, but on the IGL website, they go by provoked Uguays. So I just want to make sure that I get it right. They're part of provoked esports, so it probably doesn't matter a whole lot unless they left the org during that time. We'll just put the Uguays for now, but we can always reference them as provoked Uguays. Let's see. Kenny would be the one to ask about that. Cool. I know I've had that happen before where teams change their names partway through the circuit, and then not, like some of the overlays don't get quite updated in time. So then I'd say we're casting for one team, but they go by another, and that can be a bit confusing at times. I think it happened with Icor. Had a
Really appreciate the clutch cast. Thanks again.
You're very welcome. I couldn't for whatever reason the overlay went away so quickly. I didn't see who it was, but I thank you so much for the tip. Actually, let me see if I can pull up stream elements and oh, it was you, Aggie. Thank you so much for the tip, dude. Always glad to have you Radiance people back on stream. And that tip also told me that one of my overlays is not quite working how it should. If you how it's supposed to work is if you donate exactly 1738, then it's supposed to show like a Fetty Wap GIF, but I don't know what happened to it, so I'll have to go back. But again, thank you thank you so much for that. Did it show uh did it show on the stream? I saw it on one. I know I saw it on no, I have like two versions, one that I'm editing and one that's live. I saw it on the edited version, but I wasn't sure if it was on the live one. I assume it was, but it's been a while, and I'd made some changes since the last one. It showed downloads like that. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's the default one that I have. So I think the default one must have overrid the special one for some reason. So I'll have to go back and change that. Um, but cool. Glad to know that it was still showing up. Yeah, and then like uh 420 is supposed to have a special one, six, like all the preset ones, 420, 690, 1738, and 2319 all have like they're supposed to have special gifs with them. So uh I'll have to go back um and edit that. I'll with the one that's supposed to show up, I'll find it later and send it to you, so you still get a little taste of what it would have been like, I guess. I've almost got these overlays updated for reciprocal versus the Uguays. Uh-oh. We might have a situation here. Ah, yes. The feared power outage. My teammate was suffering from this earlier. Let's see. I should be able. I haven't heard from him since like two. Ooh, yeah, that's not good. If it's hailing, it's probably pretty difficult to be able to restore power. Let's see. It's hailing. So, oh, good. Don't worry, Kenny. So it looks like this next match going to be postponed to a later date as one of the players is currently experiencing a power outage. But we'll probably play some threes to pass the time. Let me just send this final message and we can switch over to that. What's up, Jake and Tanner? We're all here to see the um reciprocal versus the Uguays. Bring in the sub then. Oh, do they have a sub? I didn't even notice that with the roster. Oh, I didn't even update the rosters. That was a problem. Oh yeah, they do. Magic Uguay and Master Uguay. I assume that they don't have the I assume that they don't have the sub, or else that would have been the go-to. Is the game canceled? Unfortunately, it seems that way. Because Kenny said that um that their teammate having a power outage. The other, he didn't mention anything about bringing in the sub, so I assume that means that they're out of town or just not available or something like that. So I told Kenny to reach out to the reciprocal captain to try to figure all things out. Bring in the sub. Bring in the sub. I wish that we could get that we could still get the match played, but unfortunately it doesn't look like we'll be able to. I'll play for them and get them. Well, to make it worth y'all's while, if you want to do some private lobbies, I'm more than happy to do that. Ones, twos, or threes. Actually, there's somebody that I said I would 1v1, but I don't know if I'll. Where's Rage? Big Cat is good. I'll fill in for them. If only it was that easy. I wish it was. Already postponed the game from yesterday. Dang. Yeah, he mentioned something about all the delays. I said you're all good, but I was thinking this is the only delay that I'm aware of, but it's okay. Yeah, that sucks that it's been a bit difficult scheduling, and then it's of course something not entirely in their control. Um, Third reschedule? Nah, fam. Actually, you know what? I might just end the stream here so I can finish the rest of my pizza. And since you're not gonna get any IGL action from me, may as well get some IGL action from somebody else who actually has matches. Let's see who's on the who we can see on IGL TV. Bepic, Hybrid, Fury, Wolfie, Pookie, Volt. Ooh, Volt. Oh, Volt is a new one. Cool. Ooh, Eevee Falcon 9. Let's go. Yeah, I'll send you all over to Volt's channel to watch the Eevee Falcon 9 game because I don't have a match for you. I'm still a bit hungry. I should probably eat. I don't really feel like eating on stream if I don't have to. But yeah, sorry to all of you who came in for the reciprocal versus the Uguay's game. So Billy's team gets a dub by forfeit. Yes. Well, maybe. If they choose to, as it seems like they might. If they do accept if they do take the forfeit win because the other team couldn't show up, then yes, they could offer to reschedule because it's still early in the week. But I could understand if it's not possible or if they just don't want to or whatever it is. So I'm not the one who's been dealing with all the scheduling and stuff like that, so I don't know how it's been. But yeah, I'm gonna send you all over to Volt's relatively new IGL caster, and I hope that I can see you all again soon. Perhaps sometime later in the circuit, I'll be able to cast for you all. At least you all were able to show up. So I haven't seen you all play, but I do respect that about about your group and your team, is that you definitely have supporters that show up. And are talking in chat too, so it makes it easier for me when I see people being active in chat and all that stuff. But let me type this in right. Volts RL _. Thank you, MJ Goggles. I certainly will enjoy my pizza. I hope that you all enjoy the rest of your week, or the rest of the day and the rest of your week. If that IGL match happens, I hope that I might be able to cast it all for you. But if not, hopefully I'll see you all in the very near future, and I'll have another opportunity to cast for you all. I'm going to go enjoy my pizza and enjoy this Eevee Falcon 9 match, but I hope to see you all very soon.
Tater Gang got it out. Couldn't get a second touch. Piercy will come across and take. Bama takes it from Shifty. Probably a good choice. Didn't want to eat the 50 there. Good read from Magma. The Shrike. Uh-oh, they handed it away. Tater Gang's awkward. It's going to be, no, Piercy off the backboard. It likely would have been an own goal anyways. It likely would have been an own goal anyways, but Piercy off the backboard. That's nasty. Awosh with the rated 12. I appreciate it, man. Welcome to this Tier 2 matchup. It is a series lead in favor of Empire, but a game lead in favor, of Eevee Falcon as they find two. It's Piercy again off the kickoff. Again, welcome into the rating party. We are in the middle of game number 1 of 3 tonight. I should say series number 1. It is 1-0 in favor of Empire, but it's been 2 early ones